From the Fox 26 studios, this is Houston's Morning Show.
Instagram could be getting rid of likes. We break down a leaked design that could change the game of social media. It's 8:10 right now. Still to come, could Instagram be looking out for your well-being? We break down a leaked design that could change the game of social media. Breaking tech news. According to a leaked design, Instagram may be getting rid of like accounts. Now, the reason is apparently your well-being. Here to talk more about this is tech expert Nick Wolny. You got my attention with this. What's going on? How did this get leaked in the first place?
Yeah, it's wild. So a freelance programmer found a leak in Instagram's code. So what that means, it could mean a couple of different things. So number one, it could mean that Instagram plans to roll out a variation of its interface where you would actually not be able to see the like counts of other photos. It could also mean that Instagram just wants to test things out, see how different things look. Either way, the fact that they built it out in the code and they actually took the time to build out how it's going to look, how you would interact with it, it's interesting to watch.
But at this point, we have no idea if and when it will even happen.
Right. Well, it was definitely not supposed to be seen by the public.
Oops.
Yep. So I guess we'll just have to see. You know, it could also be, yes, it's a play for well-being, but it could be something that maybe comes out in a few months, maybe it comes out in a couple of years.
Well, this is something that we've just gotten used to. You love a comment on Twitter, you love, hate, like, cry over a comment on Facebook, right, where everybody sees it. So why would they want to do this, do you think, in the first place?
Well, it's interesting. There's been a lot of research being released around, you know, well-being and how we interact with technology and things like that. And so for the like counts, the variation that could be released, the like count, you would still see it as a user. So the likes are not going away. You just wouldn't be able to see what other users' like counts are. It's interesting too because seeing other like counts is what tends to keep people on platform.
Sure.
And Instagram being owned by Facebook, 60% of Americans don't realize that Facebook owns Instagram. You know, as a publicly traded company, they want to keep people on platform as long as possible. So it's an interesting move to be, you know, more about well-being, more about, you know, not having so much comparison-itis.
How interesting, though, is this? So I mean, this seems like it could really change all social media. If this takes off, if it even comes about and were to take off, it seems like others might follow suit. But at the end of the day, what do we do to help our own selves in this? We really can't rely on social media for our well-being.
Right, and we can't rely on the big tech companies rolling out these well-being features to take care of us, for us. So some things that are important to remember, to take into consideration, you know, perhaps you should turn off the push notifications on your phone so that you're not having to worry about every single time someone
Mine
likes
is
the photo.
so off, because otherwise it consumes every moment of every day. Don't you think it's important to set aside time to say, hey, I'm going to talk to my friends at this time, but not from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, or you have no life, and it's here for the living, not here.
Right, and it's important to cultivate activities that are off tech. It's unrealistic for me to say, eradicate all tech from your life. That's unrealistic for a lot of people. But what you want to manage is your relationship with technology. And so maybe that means reading a book that's made of paper, you know, or finding some other off technology activities that can help you break up all that screen time in your day.
So just getting rid of a little bit of it, perhaps, just for a more balanced life, because it can tend to control you. Yeah,
and you might be surprised even just, you know, deleting an app for one day a week, you know, just taking it off your phone for Sundays and seeing kind of where your anxiety level is at just from that. It can kind of help to reset you without having to completely go off all technology for that detox.
And make sure you can just walk straight forward without having the comfort zone of a phone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thanks for coming in today. You got to keep us up to date on this. I want to know what's happening with it. It would be a huge change. All right, Nick, good to see you.